Texas Tech starting lineup brought to you by Capital One. The Red Raiders 51-12, the 12th seed in the country. And Jerry Glasgow's team looking to score a little more after a 1-0 win Thursday. Alon Johnson has been their big bat with a huge NCAA tournament, the transfer from Washington. And that Texas Tech lineup will face the All-American Taylor Tinsley.
And Taylor Tinsley, first time that we're seeing her in this 2025 Women's College World Series. Got a lot of experience last year with her and Caitlin Terry as the co-aces on the staff. So she has experience here with her rise ball and her changeup. Her two best swing and miss pitches. That changeup, she will just flip out of her hand and tunnel well with her rise ball. Her rise ball, she's thrown about 12% more this year than when she took the field last year. It is her changeup that is her best swing and miss pitch. 37% whiff rate. She can throw that pitch through the zone and out of the zone and get you to chase it at 48% as well.
The Red Raiders 51-12 out of the Big 12. The Bruins 55-11 out of the Big 10. Meeting for the 6th time ever and the first time on the World Series stage. UCLA dominated the first 5, but those mean nothing now. A remade Texas Tech program and a UCLA team looking to build on a litany of past postseason success. Steve Gould, the home plate umpire, is behind the plate. Maya Davis is at it. And away we go in the second game of our Saturday doubleheader with a foul ball off the bat of Maya Davis against Taylor Tinsley. It's a 6:08 local first pitch here in Oklahoma City. The All Big 12 center fielder Davis slaps one, just foul. Wide of the third base umpire John Baca. Marty Abzetian's down at first. Jim Bertuzzi second in the 4-man umpiring crew tonight.
You know, UCLA had some decisions to make about who they wanted to start. They've really had a 3-woman rotation with Addison Fisher and Caitlin Terry and Taylor Tinsley. I think they relied on the changeup of Tinsley to help make that decision. Going back to the game that Texas Tech played Ole Miss, they faced Aaliyah Binford, who has a tremendous changeup, and they really struggled to get on time with that pitch, pick it up out of her hands. So there's Caitlin Terry. She won't start in the circle, but she will start out in right field and hit for herself.
Tinsley's 1-2. Right on cue. They're struggling with that pitch. Davis strikes out, and Tinsley begins her World Series with a K.
And what makes this changeup so good, I mentioned it before, but she can throw it through the zone and get you to chase it out of the zone like that. That pitch just falls off the table. Her changeup, she throws for a strike 84% of the time. That is such a high number, a ton of confidence in that pitch.
And then zips one into Haley Toney for strike one.
That's as far as we go.
Toney back into the number 2 spot where she hit on Thursday. She's had the best postseason of any Texas Tech hitter in her first college year. 9 for 19 with a double and 2 home runs. Texas Tech trying to figure out ways to score. They've won back-to-back games without an earned run. 1-0 over Ole Miss Thursday. 2-1 over Florida State with a couple of unearned runs in game 2 of Supers last week. Kellyanne Perez looking on. Another changeup, another strike.
But somehow she just throws that changeup 14% of the time coming into this game. That's that number on the entire season. Last year she threw it 18% of the time. That pitch is so good, and hitters chase it constantly.
Toney over to third base. Jordan Woolery to Megan Grant. A clean connection for out number 2. Jerry Glasgow has been to the World Series a few times as an assistant previously at Georgia and Auburn. He was the head coach at Louisiana the last 7 years, 6 regionals, a super regional, but first time he's taken a team here as the head coach. As his number 3 hitter, Alexa Langeliers, fouls away strike 1. Alexa Langeliers, one of several players to come over from Louisiana with Jerry Glasgow. 5 transfers followed him. Only 3 players returned from last year's Tech roster. Tinsley's 0-1.
Ball.
Is off the plate working with lefty Ramirez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ramirez is making her 4th consecutive start behind the plate, just her 8th of the year. Took a while to get back there because of injury, but she's been a very steady presence. In the air left side, Woolery in foul ground is called off by the shortstop Kanaya Bragg. It's a perfect first for Tinsley. We'll see if Nyjah Kennedy is up to the task. Or according to one fan, the Bash brothers are in the middle of the UCLA lineup, which is brought to you by Capital One. It's Jordan Woolery and Megan Grant batting 3 and 4 for UCLA, which has All-Americans in the 2, 3, and 4 spots. Woolery and Grant, the most combined RBIs by a duo in the incredible history of this program, making a 33rd appearance on the World Series stage. Last year, UCLA was knocked out of the World Series by Stanford's Nyjah Kennedy. Today, they will try to make it 2-0 at the World Series against Texas Tech's Nyjah Kennedy.
Yeah, and they'll still face the same toolbox that she offered them last year with her rise ball and her changeup. Her changeup has gotten even better this year. It gets hitters well out in front because you're so worried at 74 on your hands up in the zone. That changeup is magic. Those were her strikeouts against Ole Miss, mostly on her arm side, so inside to righties, away from lefties. That rise ball she'll go to about 60% of the time and gets hitters to chase it 40% of the time. That's what she wants UCLA to do.
Jessica Clements, the UCLA walk-off hero from Thursday, leads off the game by taking ball 1. Clements' debut on the World Series stage was as memorable as could be, with her 6th home run of the season. Half of those have come in the tournament, and the 6th was a game winner. A walk-off 2-run shot to center on Thursday night off of Oregon's Elise Sokolsky. Bruins 7.3 runs per game. That's 14th most in the country. 8th with 97 home runs, which are the 2nd most in program history. Here was the 97 just a couple of nights ago.
Such a special moment, and it came off of her bat, just continued to travel, and to the point where she saw it go over the fence. She was in absolute disbelief. The look on her face, she had tears after the game.
As she strikes out on a changeup here, Nyjah Kennedy begins this game the way she started Thursday.
And the one thing about Nyjah Kennedy, she is going to go right at you. These past few games, she has been keeping her pitch count low. The past 3 games going back to the Super Regional, and then her World Series game, she is throwing 74% strike. She is going at hitters with her stuff.
Savipola is late on strike 1. If there's a difference in the Nyjah Kennedy UCLA saw the last 2 years and this year, is the difference that changeup?
Yeah, a little bit more changeup, throwing that about 5 or 6% more, and then also throwing her rise ball a little bit more too. It's a screwball there. You can always tell with how she finishes with a screwball, which will move away from a left-handed hitter. She will finish with her hand more toward third base. Her rise ball will finish a little bit taller up above her shoulder. There's a screwball. Until you can tell as well that she'll fall more toward the right side, toward third base, trying to angle that pitch on the outside corner to these lefties.
Savipola, a team high 13 straight games on base, hit in every game in the tournament. Pola pops one out of play. .439, the team high batting average. And not just a slapper here in the 2 spot. 20 doubles is one shy of the single season UCLA record. 20 of her 34 total extra base hits. Pola waits back on this changeup, bounces it to second, and bounces out to Alexa Langoliers.
Knows so much about that rise ball from Nyjah Kennedy, but her changeup is so difficult to square up and identify out of her hand. Opponents hitting just 127 off of her changeup, and in comparison to her rise ball, 168. Both of those very low, but that changeup does not get hit often.
So 2 away for Jordan Woolery. First pitch changeup. Woolery hitting .435 in the tournament. Her OPS of 1375, just under her regular season number. And her 86 RBIs tied with Taylor Shoemaker of Florida. And now Reese Atwood of Texas for the most in Division I. Reese Atwood in Texas, of course, are moving on to Monday after a win today. UCLA would like to do that. Rise ball way high, and it's 1-2 for Jordan Woolery. Making her name as maybe one of the great Bruin bombers in history, and she and Megan Grant are the only 2 UCLA players to homer off of Nyjah in 4 previous starts.
And the home run that Jordan Woolery had off of Nyjah was the first pitch of her at bat to center field, facing her against Stanford. So you saw how aggressive she was to start off this AB, and Nyjah threw her a changeup knowing that she was going to be aggressive.
Trying to set the stage for her best friend. Woolery, a couple of hops out to shortstop. Thrown out by Tony. We'll wait for Grant and Kennedy in the second. Both pitchers, both All-Americans with perfect firsts. An elite recruiter from Louisiana. They got Nyjah Kennedy, the first $1 million college softball athlete with a lucrative, historic NIL deal. Texas Tech, they certainly invested in this roster, in this coaching staff, and those investments are paying off handsomely with a trip to Oklahoma City and a chance to get to within 1 win of the Champ Series today.
Now, you knew whenever Jerry went there and then Nyjah went there, you knew that this team was going to be a contender. When you have a pitcher like Nyjah Kennedy in the circle, that is a type of momentum that she can create. She can carry a team. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a great team hitting above 300. But when you have Nyjah Kennedy in the circle, she's going to help you get here.
Good ball.
That's a hit by pitch. Lauren Allred gets plunked by Taylor Tinsley. Allred hit for the 9th time this year.
Yeah, just willing to take it. Sees it come up and in, wearing that elbow guard, and is just going to take this, not try to move out of the way. And you don't have to. If the ball is fully in the batter's box, you do not have to make an attempt to get out of the way.
Lauren Allred's the game's first base runner. Alana Johnson first pitch swinging. Caitlin Terry does not have enough room in right. Alana Johnson has been the big hitter in the postseason for Texas Tech. 7 out of 16, 5 extra base hits, a walk, and 7 RBIs. And these are the 2 big power bats in the lineup. Johnson here, and then Nyjah Kennedy there. Nyjah is Texas Tech's home run leader with 11. Johnson in front of her tied for second with 9, and her 45 RBIs are second to Lauren Allred. Ball off the plate for ball 1. She was a really important addition. Nyjah obviously got all the hype in the world. 5 players followed Jerry Glasgow from Louisiana, but Alana Johnson transferred from Washington, one of many Huskies to transfer out of that program last year. Finds her way to Lubbock, finds her way to the World Series, and she pops out here to bring up Nyjah Kennedy. Nyjah has said, she's told us, she's told the whole softball world really, one of the big reasons she wanted to come to Texas Tech was to swing the bat more. She'll get a little chat with her head coach, Jerry Glasgow, who she credits with really helping in her development as a hitter.
Yeah, and she's even said that hitting's fun. It's less pressure than pitching, and a lot of pitchers who hit feel that way. Like being able to contribute on both sides of the ball. Didn't have as much of an opportunity to do that in her freshman and sophomore years at Stanford. And she says, I'm looking to hit the ball out. And that's Coach Glasgow's motto, too. Loves the long ball.
Into right here. Alred was on the run. She's out at first. A pop-up double play. Texas Tech tried to push the envelope, and UCLA pushed it back in their face.
Yeah, and Jerry Glasgow likes to put runners in motion. In fact, this Texas Tech team has over 100 stolen bases, so Allred was on the move. Kennedy pops up, and it's a double play for UCLA to get out of the NA.
I need to get beans for you guys. You guys are doing a great job.
No beans for me. I've never had a cup of coffee, but I appreciate the idea anyway. And there's Lisa Fernandez, Taylor, who's become the third base coach the last couple of years. Remember, UCLA used to have Jolly Ranchers thrown with Kirk Walker down at third. This is a fun evolution that the Bruins have found themselves with.
Yeah, and Lisa Fernandez coaching third base for the first time, as you mentioned, Kirk Walker was. So they just wanted to switch it up, come up with something new, and therein lies the coffee beans. And I think that we could have used a little bit of coffee last night with our late start in our 4+ hour game. That would have been helpful.
Yeah, there's so many people working here. I'm surprised you didn't just start berating some runners to bring you up some coffee.
There's a Keurig right next door. I could have made it myself.
Well, 2-1 for Megan Grant, who would love to get one of those coffee beans right now. She's hit 25 home runs this year, the most of any UCLA player, and up there among the national leaders, 4th in Division I. 2-1 against Nyjah Kennedy here in the second. And Grant takes tight.
I'm going to work that pitch inside. It's communicating to Vic Valdez about where that pitch was. Just a little bit too far inside.
A 5-pitch walk, and Megan Grant is the first Bruin base runner. Walked twice in 3 plate appearances against Oregon on Thursday, and she's aboard to lead off the second tonight. Here is Alexis Lefty Ramirez, a lefty throwing, righty hitting catcher. Victoria Valdez, a long hold there, and a look at Steve Gould wondering where that pitch missed. Jerry Glasgow came out of the dugout to say something as well.
And UCLA has a lot of patience, a lot of discipline at the plate. Nyjah clearly struggling to find the strike zone here early in this inning. Just quite a rarity. I don't see too many moments like this from her.
Kennedy did not walk an Ole Miss batter in Game 1 Thursday of her World Series. 23 batters, 10 strikeouts, no walks. And she's a ball away from walking 2 straight here. Jerry Glasgow is rolling out of the dugout now and barking at Steve Gould as he goes from one entrance of the dugout to the other. There's strike 2. Jerry is fired up right now. He's got to be careful. He's getting a warning here from Steve Gould. Gave him the thumbs up on the way out.
Well, and he's just used to her throwing so many strikes. We had their Super Regional against Florida State. In the last 3 games, she's only walked 2 batters in 3 games. And so to see her throwing this many balls and back-to-back hitters, Megan Grant with the walk and then a 3-ball count to Ramirez, you're just not used to seeing it from her with her command that she's had lately.
Always wonder how much of that is Jerry really getting hot, how much of that are mind games. Ramirez pop fly to short, snared by Tony for the out. So 1 on and 1 out for the freshman Riley Slimp. Out of Georgetown, Texas. The rare top Texan recruit to get out of the state, or at least out of the area. Oklahoma, LSU, Texas, those big schools which reel in a lot of top Texas recruits, but Riley wanted something different. Wanted to spread her wings a little bit, and she ends up at UCLA, where she was named to the all-freshman team in the Big Ten. One from Nyjah. A bunt laid down by Slimp. Kennedy not nearly in time to first. Riley Slimp with a bunt base hit. The first of the game for UCLA.
Okay, Riley Slimp has a good short game, and she brings it out here to be able just to bunt right back to Kennedy. Slow developing play. That throw was slow to first base, and with Slimp's speed, easily going to be able to get down to first base. Great execution by the freshman. And now UCLA has 2 on.
2 on for another freshman, Kanaya Bragg, who takes tight. What are you noticing with Nyjah right now?
Just miss him a little bit. Maybe falling off of some of these pitches. I think she's just not getting some of the calls that maybe she's used to getting, and then pressing a little bit too much to be even more perfect. It's a great time for a timeout by Tara Archibald, the pitching coach for Texas Tech, who is also Jerry Glasgow's daughter.
Hunter Veach is out there to talk with the infielders as well. 9 balls, 6 strikes in the inning for Kennedy, who has thrown every pitch for Tech at this World Series and threw every pitch for Stanford at the last World Series, and coming into tonight had thrown her team's last 579 pitches at the World Series. It's her 3rd straight year here. You have to go all the way back to Stanford's final game at the World Series in 2023. Lena Vaughter through the first 4 innings, June 5th of the semis against Oklahoma. And that's a little low for ball 3.
Yeah, and UCLA is just doing a great job of showing patience in this inning and not chasing. Nyjah is a pitcher who doesn't necessarily rely on the chase, but she wants the chase, and she gets it often.
3-0 is not close. 2 walks in the inning. UCLA loads the bases after a bunt hit from the freshman Slimp and a walk from the freshman Bragg. Texas Tech's going to send a messenger out to the bullpen here. And Chloe Riasetto is following hot on her heels. The Tech lefty, who we've not seen since the regional round, is going to start to warm up. The batter is Taylor Stevens. Right down the middle for strike 1.
And sometimes they can just take that one pitch like that to get you back into your groove, to give you the confidence that, okay, there it is, I can do it again. Throwing that low rise ball inside to Stevens.
What a moment for Taylor Stevens to be making her 3rd start of the season. It's her first plate appearance this year with the bases loaded. Senior is in there as the designated player today. She's 1 for 5 in the tournament off the bench, all but 1 game. And she strikes out swinging on a changeup. 2 down.
This pitch is almost unhittable. I would throw it more. I mean, it's not just the swing and miss. It's just the soft contact that it can get. The past 3 games that she's thrown through the Super, there have only been 2 hits off of it. Both were infield singles off the same bat of Shelby McKenzie from FSU.
Now strike 1 to Caitlin Terry. Nyjah Kennedy on Thursday night, 5 perfect innings, gave up 2 hits in the 6th and got out of that. The only jam she'd faced to this point in the World Series. Down to third. Play made at the plate by Lindemuth, and Nyjah Kennedy works around some wonky command, stranding the bases loaded.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Jerry Glasgow had a very lively second inning. Now he's just chatting it up with John Baca. This was after one of the pitch calls he didn't like against Nyjah Kennedy. Shouting at umpire Steve Gould. He got a warning for it, and then Nyjah Kennedy gets a changeup strikeout. It's a fielder's choice to get out of the inning. And look at the old ball coach fired up.
Nyjah Kennedy looking at him. She's like, I don't know quite how to take this, but we got out of the inning. You're pumped up. He's pumped up with the rest of the team, too, as the outfielders came in trying to get them going. It's a big deal to get out of that situation that Nyjah Kennedy just kind of put herself in. With UCLA's patience at the plate, they call a timeout, and she gets out of it.
A full gamut of emotions from the first-year World Series head coach, Jerry Glasgow. Here's an assistant before with Georgia and Auburn. Maybe his team can take a good feeling into the batter's box here with Demi Elder, the senior, leading off the third. Takes a strike from Taylor Tinsley. Remember, it's the third inning, and if you watched on Thursday, you know that the third inning is party time for UCLA, so some of the Bruins are decorating the dugout. I don't think we had balloons on Thursday night or streamers as Elder pops out to Grant.
I think there may have been a run to the store, as reported by Vinny, the SID.
The disco ball is back. It's just ready. It's just ready for some dancing Bruins under there. Strike one to Victoria Valdez. Valdez 1 for 14 here in the tournament. But she's been so valuable as a battery mate for Nyjah Kennedy that any offense really is a bonus. All defensive team in the Big 12.
Demi Elder told me that it's the strongest relationship on the field, the battery mate between Vic Valdez and Nyjah Kennedy. They're different in personalities. Nyjah way more intense, and Demi or Vic way more relaxed, and so they balance each other out. So especially in moments like that, I envision Vic in the dugout making her laugh a little bit. I was told that in big moments like that, she will do that, always having fun with her pitcher.
Taylor, Jerry Glasgow told us that Vic's a little fireball, and that she was never intimidated by Nyjah, which some players were. When you have an athlete who's done what she's done, who comes in with $1 million NIL deal, Vic Valdez was never one of them.
Well, and the common characteristic about them is that they're both fierce competitors. They just approach it slightly different, with Valdez being a little bit more loose, having fun, giving Kennedy a hard time. At practice the first day that she walked in, kind of pestering her and making fun of her, aggravating her, Coach Glasgow said. Nyjah a little bit more serious.
But we're told by Jerry Glasgow, her funnier moments are around Vic Valdez. Is that the cooling mitt in between innings for Nyjah?
Yeah, that's what that is. A little bit warmer today than the first few days here when we were, or some people, I should say, not we, but some people were wearing blankets around here in Oklahoma City.
You want to name names? Go ahead.
I'll keep it to myself.
Rhymes with Sportney Wild in the dirt 3-2 for Valdez.
And Texas Tech is going to need to start laying off of that pitch like Valdez just did. That changeup in the dirt. 7th pitch to Valdez, trying to be the second Red Raider to reach
foul pop instead. That will be caught. Just hung up there long enough for Woolery to get it at the wall.
Good job by Woolery of just hustling over as quick as she can against all the camera people over there, and Taylor trying to get out of the way, but finds the fence and the ball stays right where it needs to so that she can make the catch, and Dorian, our camera guy, also gets out of the way.
Great athleticism by Dorian. Great athleticism by Taylor. And a 1-2-3 third inning for Bailey Lindemuth. Time to party in the UCLA dugout in this scoreless game. Hi, Dorian.
UCLA dugout, a tradition. Every single game they had a third inning dugout party. It's something that started last season when Coach Inoue Perez felt like the team needed to celebrate in game, celebrate the small victories no matter what was happening on the field. But I would tell you guys, it has taken a whole new level. A couple weeks ago when the NCAA tournament started, the equipment managers went to Walmart and bought all sorts of props. And even from a couple days ago to today, it's taken a new jump. Piñatas in there, we got bubbles, hats, and the hats have even made their way to the family section. So right behind me, look at this, guys. They went in on the party as well. And if things are going really well, it's not just the third inning. We saw it go to the 4th, 5th, 6th. They said as long as they're having fun, they will continue it. But a great bonding moment for the team every single time they're in the inning.
Well, I think a walk-off home run would make me invest a little bit more into the party, too, because it was clearly working. The next inning, Alexis Ramirez hit a home run, then the walk-off home run by Clements. The party just kept on going after the third inning for the Bruins in the second part of the game.
And Clements lines this ball to left. Pretty well hit, but right at Demi Elder. Nyjah Kennedy gets it out in the third. There's the world's tiniest piñata. You think there's even candy in there? Maybe just like 6 loose Skittles. And will somebody hit it to find out? Savannah Polo will hope to keep the party going. Really start the party at the plate. UCLA with just a hit, 2 walks so far. They had Kennedy on the ropes into second. Oh, Kelly I is in on the party now. Incredible stuff from Kelly Inoue Perez. Who's the same stoic look on her face, put a hat on her head.
Yeah, and I've seen many reliable sources that back in the day of UCLA and from all the alums, this did not used to happen. This would not happen, but at my hoe, the times have changed.
One hopper right to Tony. It's short, and there are 2 down quickly for Kennedy. Nyjah threw 24 pitches, only 11 strikes in that second inning. 5 pitches, 4 strikes here. Now Jordan Woolery with 2 down. Rips the first pitch. Big swing on a rise ball.
And she's so aggressive early in the count.
First pitch swinging both at bats. Grounded out to short on 5 pitches her first time.
No surprise that you'd want to be aggressive against Nyjah, but I like the blend that you've seen from UCLA of being aggressive against good pitches. Back in the second inning, they were really patient, making her work, and went deep into some counts. Leadoff walk to Megan Grant, so they have a really nice balance of that aggressiveness and knowing what they're looking for. A lot of experience, remember, against Nyjah Kennedy last year.
Wicked changeup to Woolery. She's got a half smile on her face after strike 2.
That pitch is just so good. I feel like the entire stadium could know that that pitch was coming, and it's just still so tough to hit.
He's going to double up. Oh, she started into the stump.
It's a great take by Jordan Woolery to hold back. Saw the pitch before. She goes back to back with it. It is just a little bit too low, and she holds back with the barrel.
Will she triple up? Back to the hard stuff. Grounded over to second. And Nyjah Kennedy decides to break up the party. UCLA may keep it going in their dugout, but we are scoreless through 3. The bubble's flying here in Oklahoma City.
Wear those, but you do it just for the energy, the positive vibes, whoever the party is for. I mean, but the lines, it forms on your face are just the worst.
They're always so tight on the chin. But when you have a walk-off home run on Thursday and everybody's wearing hats, kind of have no choice.
That's right.
You'll suffer some chin lines for a day if you must. No score, Tech and UCLA. The loser has a pretty quick turnaround and has to play tomorrow in the early game against Tennessee. The winner gets the day off. Winner gets to play Monday night against either Oklahoma, who's now dropped into this side of the bracket with a loss, or Oregon. Those two will play tomorrow night. Now the winning team here will start the World Series 2-0, and that is a recipe for success.
Texas Tech's got to get something going off of Tinsley. A lot of pop-ups first time through, trying to get the top half of the ball second time through and make adjustments. Biggest things that you want to see from them now is get the top half of the ball and avoid that changeup that's in the dirt that they've been chasing the first time through.
The second 3-ball count for Tinsley. Maya Davis, the leadoff hitter for Texas Tech. Takes strike 2. Taylor Tinsley hit Lauren Allred in the second. A couple of batters later, Nyjah Kennedy popped into a double play in what looked like a hit and run. So Tinsley has faced the minimum through 3. Her only strikeout came against Davis. And there's her second.
Tinsley able to go inside with her curveball and just blow it back past Maya Davis, who has now struck out twice. Once on a change, once on a curveball. Another leadoff out.
Retired 3 of the 4 leadoff hitters. Haley Toney in the air to left field. 2 quick outs. Texas Tech has not put the leadoff runner on outside of Allred in the second at this World Series. 10 out of 11 innings. Texas Tech's leadoff hitter has failed to reach base. And the Red Raiders have just 1 run.
I know that
11 innings.
I know that stings for Jerry Glasgow with just this lack of run production that Texas Tech has had in the past couple of weekends in the Super Regional and then here at the World Series. He is an offensive-minded coach. He wants a ton of runs. He wants the long ball. He just dreams about hitting. So you know that this is tough for him to see. He wants runs and adjustments.
I should say 10 innings. They only hit 6 times on Thursday, but Jerry Glasgow's team has made it here despite 0 earned runs in the last 2 games. Nyjah Kennedy has had to be just about perfect, which we said time and again the last 2 years at Stanford.
Yeah, she's used to coming here and not having a ton of run production while she's been here. So she's used to pitching in close games, scoreless games, 1-run games.
The funny thing there is Stanford this year turned into one of the best offensive teams in the country, in different leagues, of course, but Nyjah's old team actually about 40 more home runs than Texas Tech, but Stanford obviously didn't have the same level of pitching, and they went down in Game 7 in the regional to Oregon. Alexa Langoliers into right field. It's another 1-2-3 inning. Taylor Tinsley has not allowed a hit or a walk, just a hit batter through 4.
No score as we go to the bottom of the fourth here in Oklahoma City, joined now by Texas Tech head coach Jerry Glasgow. Coach, what is your message to your hitters right now?
Well, be more aggressive. You know, we're not barreling the ball up. We're getting good counts, but when we get that 3-1 count, we got to swing to pull the ball, put the barrel on the ball, not flare something to opposite field. We're just not being quite aggressive when we get the right pitch count.
You have so much experience being here in so many different forms, but as a head coach, what has the experience been like?
Well, it's fun. It's really fun. You know, it's a 0-0 game. We like to get our offense going. They like to get their offense going, but what a thrill to be out here with, you know, UCLA, a huge crowd, 0-0. It's exciting.
Thank you, Coach. Guys?
Yeah, Taylor, UCLA and a huge crowd in Oklahoma City is a heck of a long way away from Crab Orchard, Illinois, where Jerry Glasgow started his coaching career coaching youth softball. His three daughters, Tara, Erin, and Jerry Ann, who are all wonderful softball players in their own right. There are a couple of photos with Jerry, who coached Tara at 9 years old, won the league at 10 years old, said they gave me the all-star team at age 10. Marion, Illinois held the Pony World Series. 2 years later, they got back to the Pony World Series in Marion, Illinois, went undefeated and won the title. Moved to Johnson City High School so his daughter Tara could play there because they said Jerry could coach. So he became a high school assistant coach, and this journey led him through travel ball and all the way to college ball. Megan Grant with a fly ball deep to right. That's tracked down by Alana Johnson. A lot of stops along the way, man, and it eventually led him to the World Series. Obviously here as a coach, but he was at the World Series as a dad with his middle daughter, Erin, who was your former teammate at Texas A&M.
Yeah, played with her 1 year in 2008 when we made the Champ Series. There's Erin hitting, and you see Jerry in the background as a dad. So what just a unique story that Jerry Glasgow started out as a softball dad, then a softball coach, and then gradually got to higher and higher levels, winning ASA 18U Gold Nationals, and then becoming a college coach as an assistant, and then a head coach at Louisiana, and now a head coach here playing at the World Series. The trajectory and the timeline of him making it here is just one that I haven't personally ever seen here. Very unique, and just a softball family and a softball dad at his heart.
Was never a collegiate player. He's played a whole lot of slow pitch softball, coached his daughters for a long time at the youth level. Ramirez fouls away in 0-2. He didn't go from men's fast pitch, get into the world. No, he got his first college job at the ripe young age of 51, a head coach for the first time at 60, and gets put in charge of a program with now all these resources, a ton of NIL money at age 65. His daughter, Tara Archibald, the pitching coach, and the hope would be that Jerry can coach this program, be successful for a while, and maybe turn the keys over and keep it in the family at some point down the line. Pretty special for him to go from Crab Orchard, Illinois, to coach at Niger Kennedy at the World Series.
And he has this passion, and also there's just this deep understanding of the game, because he has had a daughter who has played, so he gets what these players are going through. And he also really understood too, to get Niger Kennedy to his team, he was really accepting and likes pitchers who hit, because his daughters did the same thing too. So he got that aspect of the game. He got Niger Kennedy, that she wanted to swing the bat, a huge reason that she came here.
Riley Slim up into left center, trapped by Elder. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Jerry Glasgow's team at the World Series looking for some runs. Elimination game with Oregon tomorrow. The longtime Sooner player and assistant Missy Lombardi will try to take out her old team. Fifth inning here, and Lauren Allred just dropped in the first Texas Tech hit. The Red Raiders have two base runners today. Allred hit by a pitch, and Allred hitting a pitch.
She's just such a good player. So fun to watch. Jerry Glasgow is talking about swinging with authority. She goes up swinging with authority, gets a flare out to left field, but starts off this inning for Texas Tech. And let's see what they can get going here with the leadoff runner on.
The sweet swinging Red Raider sets the table for Johnson and Kennedy. And Johnson puts the first pitch in the air to left. Slimp was very deep and traces in to get it. 2 first pitch balls in play, a single and then an out for Taylor Tinsley. Well, Nyjah Kennedy is used to these kinds of games at the World Series. A career World Series ERA coming in of 106, but a record of 4-4. Now she can try to help herself as she swings for it all and misses that Tinsley changeup. Kennedy popped out to second on a play where Allred was running, turned into a double play in the second inning.
And coming over from Stanford, Nyjah Kennedy changed her stance. You see how narrow she starts, and she's in the very back of the box and gives herself a lot of room on the inner half. She's pretty far away from the plate. See how far back she is, how narrow she is. Made changes with Coach Glasgow.
That ball blasted to right. It's fair. Up against the wall and over the glove of Terry. Allred is going to be stopped at third. A double for Kennedy, 2 in scoring position as Nyjah decides I'll just do it all.
And she decides to hit the changeup. This is a pitch that she has struggled with, even off of Tinsley in her first at bat. And in the first pitch that she saw in this one, a swing and miss, but makes the adjustment on the changeup and sends it the other way for power, authority. Nyjah Kennedy, that is a swing right there and a great in-at-bat adjustment on a pitch that she has struggled with this year. Nyjah Kennedy coming into this game hitting just 158 off of a changeup.
Kennedy out for a pinch runner to a very animated group of Red Raiders who have 2 in scoring position and only 1 out. Michaela Garcia in as a pinch runner. Texas Tech's 6th hit, 2nd extra base hit of the World Series. It's Kennedy who leads their team with a .705 slugging percentage, dropping in the double. And now Jerry Glasgow wants a moment to bring his offense and his hitter Demi Elder together.
It's a huge opportunity for a team that's really struggled to put runs on the board.
Watch Lauren Allred here. Jerry Glasgow stops and then he waves the right arm almost as if he was pointing her home, but he had the stop sign out first, deciding to play it a little more safely there.
I saw that with Karen Weekly earlier in the tournament as well. And they're facing Oklahoma.
Gets the right call given the situation and the hitter here.
I would send her. I would send her. I love the aggressiveness and so many things that could go wrong for the defense.
Well, Jerry Glasgow is going to put this inning in the hands of Demi Elder. Missed the first half of the season with a quad injury. And since her return, Texas Tech's gone 27-3. An incredible leader, one of 3 returning players from a year ago. With the infield pitched in, Elder takes ball 1 high, and it's 1-1. .153rd game of a Tech career that's gotten better every season.
Ball.
Tinsley does have a base open here. Valdez on deck, though she's often removed for a pinch hitter. And it's 2-2.
And a lot of balls in the air off the bats of the Texas Tech hitters. Now would be a great time to drive one to the outfield in the air for sacrifice flies for the first run of this game. Infield is pinched in, but just haven't been a ton of balls on the ground at all.
9 outs in the air, 4 of those to the outfield. All Reds at third, and that ball's out of play. It's still 2-2 for Demi Elder.
You got to go to your changeup in the dirt here. This is a pitch that Tinsley loves to throw, that changeup, and even though there's a runner on third base, you have to trust lefty Ramirez to be able to block it and keep it in front, but go to that changeup and get her to chase.
On the ground to first, Grant's going to come home, and Ramirez has already dead to rights. She is tagged out for the second out of the inning.
It's a good piece of pitching by Tinsley to just jam her and force a ground ball to the right side. Grant is just all over it. Jams up Elder's hands, probably looking for something a little bit softer like we were talking about with the changeup. And UCLA's defense shuts down a run from scoring with that soft contact to get all run.
No obstruction today on a play at the plate for Ramirez. If you ask the UCLA folks, they'll tell you there was no obstruction in the 7th inning Thursday against Oregon, but it was called on a play that tied the game. And now first and third as the pinch runner Garcia is at third, and Victoria Valdez is going to hit for herself. Valdez a little bit better with runners in scoring position on the year. 294 is 21 points higher than her overall average. 2 on, 2 out for Tinsley. First pitch swinging. It's a pop-up into the Texas Tech fans. Taylor Tinsley has been so aggressive tonight. 13 out of 17 first pitch strikes.
That's the norm for her. She loves to attack the zone early. She always has in her career.
Valdez pops up another one. A look from Ramirez and a look only. It's 0-2.
Texas Tech is just having so much trouble with the 67, 68 on the hands and getting their barrel there. The double that Nyjah Kennedy hit was that changeup. Able to do it there, but with the speed pitches, they are just getting all jammed up.
An 0-2 pitch. Oh my goodness, they missed a steal of home. Garcia broke for the plate. Ramirez didn't see it. Texas Tech literally steals a run.
Stunning. All the way on the pitch. Ramirez doesn't even look at her at all, and she dives in between her legs. She's going on the pitch, and Valdez stands there trying to block the sight of Ramirez as well. She's in the box, not doing anything wrong. What a gutsy call from Jerry Glasgow for the first run of this game. Likely that they might see if she left early from third base and review that.
I mean, it's a desperate heave of a challenge maybe, but it's worth it to try for Kelly Inouye Perez.
The ruling on the field is the runner did not leave early at third. That play's under review.
You don't see this. This is not a norm at the World Series in our sport. This is so rare to see, and that's why it is such a gutsy call. Left on time, this is going to stand. I mean, she's even a little bit late, and she still stole home like that very easily.
My, oh my.
Then Valdez stays there a little longer. She's blocking the peripheral vision of Ramirez.
Jerry Glasgow on an 0-2 count.
The ruling on the field is upheld. The runner did not leave early.
Oh, the Riverboat Gambler wearing Red Raider colors. That is a satisfied smirk on Texas Tech's third steal of home this season. What a call. And they're chanting his name in the Tech crowd. It's not the Springer show. It's all about Glasgow here.
Well, and the one thing I think to remember is the fact that Lefty Ramirez calls pitches and calls the game for Taylor Tinsley. So when you're doing that, you're so focused on where that pitch just landed. How did the hitter take it? Where is she in the box? What's the situation? What's the count? That you get so locked in to being with your pitcher that you can lose sight and forget about that runner at third base. And I think that's exactly what happened.
He put on a couple of plays in a super regional at Florida State. Put on a hit and run, put on a first and third that, as he said, was a first and third that every coach in America knew I would call. Maybe I'm stupid, but he also said the one thing I want my team to know is I'm not going to be timid. I'm going to coach aggressively. Did he ever? 3-2 now for Valdez. Elder is in scoring position. She moved up on the back end of that double steal.
Well, and that's the type of play that just gives your team so much energy and is a real jolt to the other team. Like, whoa, what just happened? That's his wife, Vicky, in the stands.
And, you know, we saw Texas Tech pinch hit Reagan Jennings for Valdez. Game one, we've seen them do that a couple of times. If you pinch hit Jennings, you got a lefty up there. So keeping Valdez in there helped obscure the lane for Ramirez. All part of the master plan. Valdez pops it up, and she is working a great at-bat in the middle of all this. Ninth pitch coming to Valdez. Texas Tech with the game's first run on a straight steal of home. They got Elder at second. Ground ball to shortstop. Bragg ends the inning.
Jerry Glasgow over there coaching third base, making the right moves at the right time. Look at it. This is the call right here. We're going to steal home. Michaela Garcia sees it. She's on it. She goes all in. An aggressive call by Jerry Glasgow to score the first run of this game. And remember, Michaela Garcia was running for last year's National Player of the Year, Nyjah Kennedy, who got on with a hard-hit double to score the first run of this game.
Texas Tech third base coach box just put on the call of his life. Jerry Glasgow calling for a straight steal of home with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the top of the 5th. And a work to perfection. Michaela Garcia even slid through the legs of Lefty Ramirez. Remember, she was the pinch runner for Nyjah Kennedy, who had doubled in the inning. A steal of home, and Patrick Mahomes is fired up. He's locked in for Texas Tech. The former Red Raider quarterback who has become a huge supporter of this team. Texas Tech grabbing the game's first run from right under UCLA's nose. Nyjah Kennedy's got a lead. And she starts Kanaya Bragg with a strike.
I think that UCLA has had good at-bats off of her and a couple of good swings, going back to Clemens's line drive to left field, as well as Grant's last swing. Riley Slim, they've made some good contact off of her second time through.
Bragg, Stevens, and Terry here. UCLA now needs to come back against a pitcher who's really dominated them. They've been able to dominate her opponents. The reason they've beaten her a couple of times. Another terrific changeup. There are maybe a handful of people on planet Earth who can understand what this is like for Nyjah Kennedy, not just pitching here, but pitching in these types of games, where often a 1-0 lead is all she needs, and often a 1-0 lead is all she gets her World Series career. Now 57 innings, 8 earned runs, but only a 4-4 record because her team, Stanford and Texas Tech, have provided so little offense for her. In the air to right field, that is really well struck. It gets out! Kanaya Bragg sneaks it over the fence. And we're tied in OKC. The freshman from Garden Grove with her first home run ever in the tournament.
Look at her get her barrel to that pitch. Kelly I talked about working above the ball. That was in the mind of Bragg's head as she goes up and swings at that rise ball. A 2-strike home run, an opposite field home run for the freshman who just her second plate appearance off of Nigeri Kennedy ties up this game.
And she hit him with the night-night after grabbing the coffee bean. Kanaya Bragg, who only moved into the starting lineup because Alina Garcia, their starting shortstop, got hurt at the beginning of March, has tied the game. And here comes UCLA again. 247 runs for the 4th inning on, the most in the country. And one of their unlikely sources at the bottom of the lineup has just taken the game's best pitcher, arguably, deep. Kennedy gets back with a strikeout of Stevens, her 4th K.
Threw that changeup a little bit more after that home run in this at bat. I would just keep throwing it. That pitch, Kevin, is literally unhittable. It is so hard to square up. I would start to throw that pitch more until UCLA proves that they can hit it.
4 strikeouts, 3 of them on the changeup. The party is still in full force in the Bruin dugout. Caitlin Terry lobs one into her fan base.
You know, when these teams played last year several times against each other, UCLA had 15 hits off of Nija. 8 of the 15 hits were with 2 strikes. They either battled with 2 strikes or they hit early in the count, because the other half of their hits were on the first 2 pitches of the AB. So they either had success with 2 strikes or on the first 2 pitches.
2-2 home run for the double lay-wearing Kanaya Bragg, and now a strikeout of Terry. Couldn't get the magic wand to that in time. Back-to-back Ks for Kennedy.
Just like a screwball moving away from Terry. See the way that Nija Kennedy finishes to make sure that that pitch finishes about a ball off the plate. What a response from Kennedy after giving up that home run. Back-to-back strikeouts at the bottom of the order.
Jessica Clements 2 down. Lays down a bunt to third. Lindemuth, the freshman, throws her out. A steal of home at the top of the inning and a jog home in the bottom of it. Biggest swing of Kanaya Bragg's life has tied this game at the World Series.
Texas Tech threw the first punch, stealing home, and then the freshman steals the next punch to tie it off of the National Player of the Year from last year.
Your family gets the ball. Number 33, Kanaya Bragg. Her home run tied it, and just a crazy, crazy 5th inning. Jerry Glasgow, the shoulders, the ears, the magic touch. 0-2 pitch to Victoria Valdez. UCLA never saw the pinch runner, Michaela Garcia, steal home. First run of the game was quickly answered, Amanda, by Kanaya Bragg.
That pitch that she hit out was at her eyes. How did she do that? Determined, selling out for the rise ball with 2 strikes to knock it out of here.
1 run, 2 hits, no errors apiece. Texas Tech and UCLA. The loser has a very quick turnaround, has to play Tennessee at 2 Eastern, 1 local tomorrow. That game will be on ABC. That will be an elimination game, likely against Tennessee's Carlin Pickens. This ball slapped by the pinch hitter Logan Holloman, and there is a fine play by the shortstop Bragg, who just hit the home run. And remember, we're just a few days away from Game 1 of the Women's College World Series Finals. They begin Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 local on ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Texas is a win away from getting there. One of these teams will be a win away from getting there as well. 36 of the 42 national champs, remember, have started off 2-0. That's 85%. And 65 of the 84 teams that have started 2-0 have reached the finals. That's 77%. So math is on your side if you win your first 2 games. 0-2 Maya Davis. Couple of strikeouts today. A chopper to second. Another ground out. Savvy Pola, who hasn't made an error this year, makes it cleanly. Just has a little different feeling today, knowing that Oklahoma, who's won the last 4 national titles, lost. And they are now a game away from elimination. They'll play Oregon at 6 Eastern, 5 local tomorrow night. That game will be over on ESPN2. And the winner of this game will play Monday night against the winner of that one, Oregon, Oklahoma. Winner of this game will only need 1 win to advance to the Champ Series. And the Oregon, Oklahoma winner will need 2. 2-0 to Haley Toney. Taylor Tinsley just a run on 2 hits and a hit batter today.
I haven't seen that changeup as much in the middle to these later innings. Maybe because of the Kennedy hit off of that changeup in the back of their minds. There it is. Trying to see if she would chase in a hitter's count.
Would you like to see it a little more if you're a UCLA fan?
Yeah, I'd like to see it a little bit more through the zone and that 2-1 count. Just not throwing it as much.
Toney very late on that pitch.
Yeah. No need to go back to the changeup if she's that late on your hard stuff. And this AB.
A freshman who has some power. Team high 13 doubles, 6 homers as well. Ready for a 3-2, and she fouls it back. Seventh pitch. Toney, high drive, deep right center, and gone! Haley Toney with Texas Tech's first home run at the World Series. And the Red Raiders answer right back.
This was an at-bat of adjustments. She was way behind the fastball. We were talking about it. She swung and missed through it. The next one, she fouled it off. Adjustment there to get more on time with it. And then this pitch, absolutely on time with it. Another freshman in this game making an in-at-bat adjustment to hit it out of the park at the World Series. Haley Toney, yes, you did. You just gave your team the lead.
Her 7th of the year, her 3rd of the NCAA tournament. A player who was originally committed to Texas Tech before Jerry Glasgow took the job. In that period between Craig Snyder leaving Texas Tech and Jerry Glasgow getting the job, when Jerry was still the head coach at Louisiana, he went to see Haley Toney thinking maybe I can flip this player because of the coaching change. Then he ends up at Texas Tech, and Haley firms up her commitment. A player-coach match made in Oklahoma heaven. Pretty amazing to see these players in their first year of college, their first year on this World Series stage, come through.
And she has opposite field power as well. We saw that earlier in the NCAA tournament, but clearly showing that she has a pull power too. It was a beautiful swing.
And 2 home runs against Raylene Chafin were to the backside of the field. This one right out to the pitch clock in right center. 1-2 for Alexa Langeliers. Chop to the right side. Pola not in time. She had not made an error all year. We'll wait for an official scoring decision, but Tech has a base runner. And there's her first error of the season.
Just trying to knock it down. Still a hard hit, and Langeliers knew that since it pulled her up the middle of the field that maybe she was going to have a chance to still get down to first base, and hustled it out. Backing up that home run with another base runner.
Jerry Glasgow takes another offensive timeout. A 2-out homer by Tony, then an error, and Nyjah Kennedy, who has the lead again, is lying in wait. Now Lauren Allred, who's reached base both times, try to continue the 6th inning surge. There's the changeup. Jerry Glasgow had talked about it before and during this World Series. He was a little worried about his offense, not worried about his pitching or his defense or really his base running. But the at-bats have been better the last couple of innings. And with the best ERA in the nation, you don't need much. 0-2. There goes Langeliers, and she is out. Bragg slaps the tag down, and the inning ends after Tech retakes the lead.
Haley Toney, who just hit this home run, came in as an inside-out slapper, turned into a power hitter this year in her freshman year. What an at-bat, what an adjustment. The freshman playing in her first World Series just gave Nyjah Kennedy the lead, and Jerry Glasgow is loving this offensive production he's seen in these past couple of innings.
Tied through 4, scoreless, tied through 5. Tech takes the lead back. I tell you what, folks. We've had one outstanding game after another. Some epic finishes of the World Series. Already 3 walk-offs, 3 one-run games, and a 3-hour and 56-minute 10-inning game yesterday. Ole Miss, Oregon. Here's what's at stake. Loser plays tomorrow. That's 3 Eastern, 2 local against Tennessee. And the winner will get the day off, play 7 Eastern, 6 local Monday night ESPN against the winner of Oklahoma and Oregon. Walk-off home runs, Ella Parker of Oklahoma, Jessica Clements of UCLA. Walk-off walk last night for Oregon's Kedri Lushar. And now another close game, a 1-run game. And UCLA has 3 straight All-Americans. Pola, Woolery, and Grant batting against the reigning National Player of the Year. Nyjah Kennedy was a finalist this year. Bree Ellis won it. And Haley Toney's family gets a home run ball with Texas Tech back in front in just their 2nd World Series game. Oh-2 from Nyjah. Is strike 3. She freezes Pola, and Kennedy begins this critical 6th with a K.
Well, it just seems like she's really starting to turn it on. 4 strikeouts for the last couple of innings of this game, and gets her on a screwball. Nyjah Kennedy, with her back against the wall, always seems to pitch her best.
Change up and another first pitch swing by Jordan Woolery. Once again finds herself in the hole. A first-team All-American, tied for the D1 RBI lead. Swings and fouls away, strike two. One of the most feared hitters in the country has grounded out twice today. Had a game-winning home run in the 6th inning last year at the World Series. That was against Alabama. She pops out here. And Nyjah, on 6 pitches, all strikes, gets through the first 2/3 of this All-American trio.
I just really cannot get over her changeup and how it's progressed from her freshman year. That was a pitch as a freshman. She threw 4 or 6%, excuse me, 2% of the time.
Huge hitter here, Megan Grant. Right down the heart for a strike. Nyjah knows the scouting report. She knows that Megan Grant takes the first pitch more than 90% of the time. And she takes the second as well. This is a batter who basically never strikes out, 9 times on the year in an 0-2 hole. And Grant leans but holds back. Remember, Megan Grant had a home run at the World Series against Nyjah Kennedy last year, almost to the day, June 2nd, 2024. Grant checks her swing and fouls out to Valdez. 3 All-Americans, 3 quick outs. Tech has the lead into the 7th.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
There's an old adage that experience matters. Don't tell that to Texas Tech. UCLA is playing its 149th game at the World Series. Texas Tech is only 147 behind that. UCLA's won 10 more national championships than Texas Tech has played World Series games. 1982, 84, 85, 88, 89, and 90, 92 and 99, and then in the 2000s, 03, 04, 2010, and Kellyanne Perez's Bruins won it in 2019. None of those years Texas Tech even really sniffed Oklahoma City. Lauren Allred pops out to begin the 7th. Remember what's at stake. 36 of the 42 national champions have started off 2-0 at the World Series. That's 85%. Nyjah Kennedy has made it to the semis twice with Stanford, but her teams did not start off 2-0. Both had an early loss and had to rally back to make it to the Final Four. For the first time ever, Amanda, her team could firmly be in the driver's seat.
Has to be a different feeling for her, wearing a different uniform, being on deck here on this field, hitting for herself too. It's a different year.
And her hit set up the steal of home. She doubled in the 5th, and the runner that stole home was Michaela Garcia, who ran for her. A steal of home and home runs from UCLA's Bragg and Texas Tech's Tony. And here we are, 2-1. Taylor Tinsley working to Alana Johnson.
I'll tell you what, I've been really impressed in the scoring plays in this game. The in-at-bat adjustments that I've seen late in this game and pivotal clutch moments by hitters, and Nyjah Kennedy is one of those.
Popped out her first time, doubled her last time. 3-1 to Johnson. Has driven in a run 4 of 6 games in the tournament. And takes a walk here. A 1-out base runner for Nyjah Kennedy. The First walk of the game sets up the big bat. Texas Tech will re-enter her. They always have to do this in the lineup, moving between the 6th spot and the flex position. UCLA is going to have 5, 6, 7. Ramirez, Slimp, and Bragg due up in the bottom of the inning. Got Ramirez, who homered yesterday, Bragg, who's homered today, but Nyjah is past the 3 All-American hitters in the lineup. And she's helped out her own cause defensively in the past at the World Series, but never at the plate. 90th pitch from Tinsley. Grounded to the left side. Bragg has to go to first. Tomorrow night, a World Series rematch and a series finale between the Yankees and Dodgers on Sunday Night Baseball at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 local on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Catch baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown 1 hour earlier, 6 Eastern on ESPN. The Red Raider mascot, the Texas Tech fans have been loud all game. At least the fans have. The mascot can't talk. It's a very loud hat. Might be the biggest hat of any mascot.
Not too terribly long of a road trip from Lubbock to get here to Norman. Could be worse.
West Texas up to OKC. It's not quite Lubbock to Tallahassee.
Or Oklahoma City.
It does feel like Norman most of the time we're here, let's be honest. I mean, it's not, but it is. Oklahoma's won 4 titles in a row. Again, the Sooners are now going to an elimination game tomorrow night after losing today in Texas. First time Texas had beat Oklahoma at the World Series, and we are on the verge of the 2 2-0 teams at the World Series. Both coming from the Lone Star State. Texas and Texas Tech could be in the driver's seat here in Oklahoma. Pitch hitter Reagan Jennings batting for Demi Elder. A very good year, 7 for 15 as a pinch hitter. Really lost her starting role largely when Elder returned from injury. Jennings, left center field. This is trouble. This is a base hit. Johnson around third will score the 3rd Texas Tech run. Reagan Jennings delivers in a pinch.
With the way that UCLA shows up in the 7th inning of this postseason, this feels like a huge run. Jennings off the bench finds grass, and Johnson able to score from second base. Great jump, and with 2 outs, you just get to go as soon as you see the ball put in play. Big time run for Texas Tech with Kennedy in the circle with the way that she's dealing late in this game, and UCLA down to its final outs.
Her second pinch hit RBI of the season. Elder re-enters to run, and Nyjah Kennedy with a big hug, delighted to have a little extra cushion now in the home 7th.
And Coach Glasgow just continues to make all the right moves, huh?
Hey, you on offense? Go get some yourself. Steal of home, pinch hit RBI. And a real rare spot here. Nyjah Kennedy with a 2-run lead at the World Series. Valdez down 0-2. Nyjah Kennedy only pitched with a multi-run lead 7 of her career innings at the World Series.
Ball.
7 out of 57 2/3. She's had a 2-run or more lead. 3 runs to her is an avalanche. Two and two.
Thinking about when Vic Valdez was at the plate when Garcia stole home. Everybody else was going crazy, but Valdez just stepped out of the box and didn't even have any emotion whatsoever after the steal at home. Just calm.
She calmly takes ball 3, and Elder's out by a mile in second. Texas Tech has scored in the last 3 innings. The Bruins home run hitter Kanaya Bragg is due up 3rd in the inning. Due up against the biggest name in college softball right now. Nyjah Kennedy trying to take Texas Tech oh so close to the promised land.
The consistency that Nyjah Kennedy shows on this field is extremely impressive. 10 strikeouts against Ole Miss in the first game of the World Series and 6 here against UCLA, having them way out in front of the changeup that she is offering them and then blowing it past him at 73, 74 miles an hour. She has gotten better as this game has gone on. A little bit of a slow start with UCLA's patience, but as this game has gone on and run support behind her, gotten stronger.
Run support a rarity. Only 12% of the innings Nyjah's thrown at the World Series. Her team has had a multi-run lead. 2 years with Stanford, her first with Texas Tech. She's now thrown her team's last 658 pitches at the World Series. Remember, she threw all 4 games for Stanford last year. They were all complete games as the Cardinal went 2-2 and went to the semis. She's thrown every Texas Tech pitch since the regional round right now. She's at 350 straight pitches thrown for Tech since Chloe Riasetto in the finale of the regional round. And she needs just 3 more outs for another day of rest. 3-1 game. 1-1 to Alexis Ramirez. I get it's not Taryn Mullen in 2007, but it's still an incredible workhorse run Nyjah's been on.
Well, Taryn threw over 1,000 pitches here at the World Series.
Ramirez to left, that drops, that's trapped, and it's a leadoff base hit.
That is the best swing off of her changeup that I've seen in a long while. Another great adjustment by lefty Ramirez to pick up this changeup and be on time with it. Could UCLA be looking for the changeup in this inning? Did a great job earlier in her AB of taking the rise ball to get to that changeup, and it lands just in front of Demi Elder on a line drive.
Lauren Hatch checks in as the pinch runner at first. So here's Riley Slim as the tying run. First pitch swinging, that sneaks through. It's a base hit for the freshman Slim. Ramirez and Slim will bring the winning run to the plate.
Looking early in the count. Now she gets something hard. That rise ball is a low rise. Got a ball over the plate. Great piece of hitting by Riley Slim to hit that pitch hit that pitch right back up the middle where it was pitched. I mean, great piece of hitting by the freshman. Cause a timeout for Jerry Glasgow to come out. Tara Archibald to come out. Really talk this one over. That was a quick 3 up, 3 down inning. The last inning, this is a totally different approach from UCLA here in the 7th.
UCLA had 2 hits in its first 22 batters. They have 2 hits on their last 2 pitches. And now Kanaya Bragg is the game-winning run for UCLA. And this is the last pitch she saw.
And she probably won't be getting many rise balls at her eyes. I mean, unbelievable swing to hit that out of the park, opposite field with 2 strikes. This game, just punches have been thrown back and forth ever since the 5th inning. It has been so much fun to watch.
They already have 2 walk-off home runs here in the NCAA tournament. Bragg with 10 home runs on the year. Ready for a first pitch. Weighted back on that changeup, and it's an infield fly. She couldn't quite time it. It's out number 1.
You can tell these hitters are just hunting early in the count, too. A lot of first pitch swings, trying to hit early in the count.
This is Sophia Mujica, who got the start Thursday in as a pinch hitter. Another freshman. Mujica has 8 home runs on the year and swings through 74 deep into the game for strike 1. First and second, 1 away. Valdez tried to frame it. Steve Gould says a little high for ball 1. Walk-off home run from Jessica Clemens Thursday. Jordan Woolery hit a walk-off in Supers. And now 2-1 for Mujica. 4 for 15 as a pinch hitter this year. 1 of those 4 was a home run. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Nyjah looking for the finishing touch. Too tall. What do you think?
I go with the changeup. Gutsy call on a full count. Got to locate it for a strike, but I'd go for the changeup.
Gutsy call, but this is a gutsy team. Strike 3 looking. Mujica may have expected the changeup. She got the hard stuff. And Texas Tech is in out away. It's going to be Caitlin Terry, the winning pitcher on Thursday for UCLA. Only 2 homers on the year. First pitch. Ball 1. Terry had a triple in that 7th inning rally in the Supers when UCLA was down 3 and rallied to beat South Carolina. Hard ground ball to second. This will do it. Tag is applied by Langoliers, and Texas Tech is a win away from the championship series. The 3rd team to win their first 2 games in their World Series debut since the turn of the century. Oklahoma, who won the title, James Madison 4 years ago, and now Jerry Glasgow's gambling, stealing, power hitting, power pitching Red Raiders, who take down the most vaunted program in college softball history in their first appearance at the World Series.
I mean, Nyjah Kennedy just makes pitches whenever she needs to. UCLA had some moments of traffic on the base pass back in the 2nd, and then, of course, there in the 7th, but she just steps